Lost in Seattle, man. Uh, Obviously, we're gonna start it off immediately, giving Cicely Tyson a RIP.
R.I.P. to Cicely Tyson.
One of the legendary actors, uh, most prominent actors for us of our time. But we did find out with her death that where her family is from and stuff. But I want to start off with a clip she had from a movie called "A Woman Named Moses." So that's part of the legacy of the great Cicely Tyson. Speaking of legendary figures, though, we go right into Harriet Tubman, who obviously Biden team is trying to accelerate the $20 bill redesign. What do you even think about Harriet Tubman being on the $20 bill?
I don't think she should be on the $20 bill.
Why not?
Um, I think it does nothing for black people in America to be on money. Not only that, they were just gonna put her on the front of the bill and still have Andrew Jackson on the other side of the bill.
What
So we're gonna have the slave master and the slave on the same bill.
I don't know, but I'll say I think it's deeper than just it doesn't help black people. It doesn't help her legacy as well. It's nothing new for slaves or lower class people to be put on money. You can look up coins from uh, other countries throughout history. They've always put quote unquote black people or Negroes on money. That's nothing new. Negroes being on money is nothing new. But I think putting her on a currency to be spent kind of signifies Black Americans in America in a way in itself, doesn't it? Are we not seeing it just currency? You know, we're more of a commodity, should I say? We're
Or
more
we
of a
also can view the fact that we know that the currency of America's money is going down, and normally when they start to put black people in places, that means it's the end.
yeah, we know. America is pretty much on its way out. It's circling the drain. It got a couple.
Circling the toilet.
It got a couple fights in it left, but it's pretty much over for them. But another thing from this is Biden chose the woman named Janet L. Yellen as the leader of the Treasury Department, and this is the same woman. If you keeping up with the GameStop stuff with the stock market, she's the same woman that just got over $800,000 for a speech, giving a speech to a firm. So this is all kind of goes with each other. They trying to push this Harriet mess because they really don't have anything else to offer you at all.
They're not gonna give you your money for reparations.
Yeah, they're never gonna give you actual what's the word I'm looking for?
They would rather give the money and put the money in everything else except to give it to you.
Yeah, I hope people understand. It takes money to make money. It takes money for them to go and redesign the $20 bill and print it and get it out to the everyday person. It takes money to do that. They can just give us the money if they wanted to. They
They
can
don't
just
want to
give us
give you the
that money
money.
they're gonna spend. And I think it was Trump, Trump's leader of the secretary. I'm sorry,
It was munching.
yeah, the leader of the Treasury Department. He said that even if they put Harriet on the $20 bills, it wouldn't get out to the public until 2028. So this is not something that's going to get out next year. So if they do put Harriet on a $20 bill, his presidency won't see it. He
Well,
won't
and
be
this was in
around.
2016, and this is 2021. So if he was saying 2028, this ain't gonna be what to
Yeah.
2032
So and then he said he's gonna leave it to up to future secretary. I mean, future Treasury leaders to decide. But
Mnuchin.
yeah, yeah. I'm obviously most people. It ain't just most people are against it. At least who aren't into just representation, who actually want tangible
And it
benefits.
has nothing to do with it being a black woman.
Oh yeah,
They
we've heard
choose to
that.
be on the bill. It's just a no.
Though I will say that is something that is noticeably seen
Well, of
out of the
course,
history of the country.
he chose to.
It's not just that they chose a woman. That's besides the point. The point that they chose is a former slave who tried and help her people get from slavery. They didn't choose somebody who was already in government like everybody else. All the other people on currency were in government, were in presidents and all that stuff. Why not choose anybody who was in office? What about Shirley Chisholm is her name? The first black
Well,
Both ends.
she don't have a lineage in the Americas,
Look, man, we know that, and we obviously read some quotes from her where she pointed it
so
out.
she would not be a good option.
She pointed out that she's not Black American. As a matter of fact, she said because she's not, she can actually deal with white people better than Black Americans. But my point is, you would think they would choose someone like her rather than a person who connected to slavery. Constantly make Black people connect to slavery, no matter no matter what. They make sure they take Black people and put slavery in the same
Quite
sentence.
honestly, I would think they would put Dr. King.
I didn't want
He
to.
would make the most sense. It's not the taking away from what Harriet Tubman did, but
He is
she
by
freed about 70 slaves. That's what they estimate. She did 13 mission trips to free 70 slaves, and I'm not saying that's a lot, but he literally
you
created
mean you say you're
the
not saying that's not a
civil.
lot.
Huh?
You mean say you're not saying that's not a lot.
No, it's that's what. Yeah, I'm not saying that's not a lot, but what he did pushed us further.
Well, I mean, we can make another point.
Well, hold on.
Yeah,
It pushed us back in a sense, but what
yeah.
I'm saying is if you're looking at it from a lot of people's point of view, they would say what he did.
Well, I can counter that by saying, well, Harriet was trying to get us away from him. Martin Luther King was trying to bring us around him.
Well, was she trying to get us away from him?
Well, see, that's when
Because
now we're going to the Kanye West when he said that she was taking us from one slave, giving us to another. A lot of people don't want to look into the history, but a lot of the people that went with Harriet end up in the military, which means they went from the South to the North.
well, she was a spy,
Yeah. Oh, we can go all the way. Oh man. The point is, she took you from from the southern whites to the northern whites, and it's like
which is your liberals.
you're liberal. She took you from the conservative. Not no, wait. Keep in mind, those were Democrats. The pro-slave people were Democrats. It was the Republicans. I won't say the Republicans were necessarily anti-slave, but they were the People's Party.
But
They were the Populist Party.
they were the liberals back then.
Yeah, back then the Republicans would have been considered the liberals. But that's the point. You went from the Republican to the Democrat, or vice versa. So I don't know. You make your own opinion about that. But moving on from the Harriet thing, I guess we got to get right back into the Ti situation, where I'm starting to think this is political. I think this is more political than anything. So obviously, yesterday we talked about the fact that this woman here accused Ti of putting a gun to her head. Now she did not accuse him, as far as I know, of sexual assault. She accused Ti of putting a gun to her head. Later on, she began to get DMs from other women who accused him of sexual assault, abuse, or whatever. And she started reporting on this stuff. Now it's come out now, at least Ti has posted stuff saying these women are lying. If this can load, please. I guess it's not going to load for me. Oh, here we go. So as you can see, this is one of the stories on her page of the women saying that he abused them. But you look right here, this girl said, I made it sound so real. Her dumb ass. Like, imagine how many other people are actually doing this, just hopping on the bandwagon. So basically, this girl is saying this story she told to this Miss Sabrina Peterson is a lie, and they just trolling. I don't know why you would troll with
Yeah,
somebody's
it's not
livelihood.
funny
Yeah, that's kind of dangerous to be accusing somebody of giving you
unless
drugs and
like
stuff.
they sent this person in to pretend like
I
this
agree.
happened.
This could also be Ti putting money in people's hands, saying, "Tell them you lying."
True,
You know, this
allegedly.
could be Ti and Tiny way, putting some money in their pocket, saying, "Hey, tell them you lying." Da 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 da. So this could go both ways. I don't think this story is going anywhere. I think this is one of those stories that's going to stay on the internet and just be a rumor.
This story be gone by next week.
Yeah, but I do believe it is political. I believe this is a political.
To get Keisha Bottoms out of office?
I believe so. Now look at this. Now remember, she, for whatever reason, randomly, that was her first post that started all of this. She endorsed this woman here.
And T.I. was the one that got Keisha Bottoms into office, really.
He was one of the big
He was one of
components.
the big components. He was advocating for her. So she's taking down her biggest supporter to rally other people again so that this woman right here can get in when it's time to run for office again. Is that
M-
what you're thinking?
Maybe, but she endorsed this woman here because she said she helped her when Keisha Bottoms wasn't, when she was robbed. How she's a single mother and she couldn't protect herself because she's a felon and she can't own a weapon and all this stuff. Well, Ti, after he called himself defending himself, or at least before that, should I say, he made a post about Keisha Bottoms, his person. Um, if you look here,
Oh,
he attacked the woman she endorsed. I mean, I will say it's kind of random. I didn't even think this was a part of the story. As you see here, he said, our culture runs this town, ma'am. These studios, and I guess he means music studios, these studios and the creators that work in them have laid foundation and paved ways to create opportunities for the city like nothing else could. Yeah, we might get nothing. Yeah, we might get loud. No, we're not perfect, but we've contributed to the city culture and economic growth consistently for decades. Our contributions to the communities here in this city have gone overlooked far too long. We've been on the front lines making front lines. I've seen that front lines thing so long. I got PTSD. Making a difference in the city in ways nobody else in politics would. Even before Hollywood found us attractive, that's right. Before the filming industry moved into town, we've been making, and he goes on and defends himself. And he's posting this thing here. This woman here, Felicia Moore, she says she's received complaints about noise coming from recording studios in her district and too many cars parked outside. The ordinance would have required all new recording studios to obtain a special use permit and be 300 feet or further from residential areas. But her plan failed. She was the only council member who voted for it. So
well,
it
hold on.
sounds like a direct attack on artists, or at least rappers and singers and stuff, in the city. And so the other woman, she endorsed her, the Sabrina Peterson woman. Now he
I mean,
immediately, his keep in
is
mind,
it a but hold on. Is it a bad thing for residents to not want the recording studios to be so close to them if they're loud?
it's not. But I'm just, his point is, we help the community. Yeah, we might be loud sometimes, but
Helping the
w-
community, that's a good, but if residents are complaining about the noise,
well,
they have a right to complain.
only one person voted for it, and that's her.
Okay.
So her district is complaining about it. I guess I don't know if anybody else's district is complaining about it, or maybe Ti and the other celebrities got too much power and nobody will vote against them.
That's what I think.
But anyway, this woman here. So one of his things he did was he immediately attacked this woman as far as politically, and then he did the response
So
video.
that was more important getting
I
this attack out than defending
Now
himself.
you see, he made this post before
Priority.
he made this post before he made the video responding to the accusations against him, where he went into the babble of, oh, this is just, they want me to say their lines so they can sue me for defamation and all that lawyer
Which
talk.
means he's not really worried about
He's not really worried about
Sabrina.
yeah, he's not really worried about the allegations in general. He was more worried about the attack on Keisha Bottoms. And so I wonder if he believes that this woman here, Felicia Moore, sent Sabrina Peterson to attack Keisha Bottoms and him.
Probably so.
So this might be some whole Atlanta politics they playing out on the internet.
You know how Atlanta
Keisha
politics
Bottoms, the
goes.
funniest story about Keisha Bottoms, when we found out, when they tried to stop her from running for mayor, disqualify her because she owed, was it water? She owed money on her water bill,
She was paying her bill like a
or was
typical
it light
Negro
bill?
does.
Or was it light bill or water
It
bill?
was a water bill.
She wasn't paying the whole bill. She was paying part of it monthly.
Well, no, sometimes she would pay
Oh
it,
yeah, sometimes she pay the
pay
whole
the whole bill,
thing.
or sometimes she put a little bit more extra money on it, and sometimes she'd be under. It's like, let me pay a little bit extra because
Last
the
time
next month
I ain't
I
gonna
ain't gonna
have
have it.
it. It was crazy though. But so this might be some Atlanta politics type stuff. So he's saying that these girls, or these women, I'm sorry, these women are saying that they were just joking. It's not true. She said, "Oh my God, y'all, this girl here, Yas, I guess it's the person who wrote in and said she was drugged. Really on this lady page, on this lady page that's exposing Ti and Tiny, talking about she a victim. Y'all, I'm crying. So they're saying it's fake. It's this publicity stunt. Um, so I don't know. I do think Tiny and Ti definitely be into some. When they admitted the Sabrina woman definitely had a threesome with them, or at
They
least was
definitely into freaky
they
shit.
definitely into the freaky deaky stuff. But
I mean, come on.
at least the allegations of
Tiny
them.
was in the same group with Candy Burris, who owns a sex toy line. So when they say they pull up with sex toys in a suitcase, I absolutely believe it.
And then let's be honest, they in the industry, so they in the industry, and this girl said that he act differently when he around her and her spell. So I'm gonna say that this is some truth to it, but I don't know if he was drugging women and quote unquote forcing them to have sex with them. I think it's just basic Hollywood. Now it's Atlanta. It's not even Hollywood stuff no more. It's industry stuff because it's happening in Atlanta.
It's
Um,
just Holly weird,
yeah, it's Holly
weird
weird,
stuff.
Holly weird people. Uh, so we'll see what happens with that story. I think this is pretty much the end of it. I think this was meant to be a publicity stunt, grab some attention, maybe possibly to shine some negative light on Keisha Bottoms. But is she even popular in Atlanta at this point? I mean, after
I
the
haven't really heard anything since those riots, the Black Lives Matter riots
when
with
she
Keisha
came,
Bottoms.
yeah, when she came out, kind of, I wouldn't say she was on the police side, but she came out kind of chastising the Atlanta residents. I don't think there she's a big. I don't think she's that popular in Atlanta at this point.
Yeah, she was trying to,
She was trying to get in that cabinet,
yeah, that's what
that
she was
Biden
trying to do.
cabinet. So we'll see
She was trying to advance in her career.
if Biden lasts 2 years like we think he will.
I don't think Biden gonna last a year.
Okay, if he lasts 8 months, you think uh, Kamala? You think she chooses her or Stacey Abrams to be her VP?
Stacey Abrams. I don't know. It's kind of hard because when you see Abrams, you feel she has that dominating. Does she feel like she dominates more?
No, she seems pretty fragile to me. You mean her?
More like
You mean her demeanor?
her demeanor.
Oh
She
yes,
come across as big mama,
yeah. I get what you're saying.
and Keisha Bottoms comes across more
She
like,
come off as stern too.
which one was more stern to you?
I mean, let's be honest. At least during the rise, it was Keisha Bottoms. She was much more stern. She told
Okay,
people to go home, take your ass
okay,
home. So you know,
okay.
I think more than likely, the
She's
young
gonna go whichever one will be
more left
submissive
of.
to her.
I think more than likely she's gonna choose somebody who's more, even more liberal than the other. I don't think it's gonna be either. Honestly,
Probably not.
I just used Atlanta as far as them two because they kind of vying for the same spot. Keisha Bottoms was offered a job in damn was it
She was gonna be an ambassador to the island
Bahamas.
Bahamas.
He tried to deport her ass to the Bahamas. That was
I
crazy.
mean, you getting paid more than what you're currently getting
But
paid.
obviously, when you get to that point, it's not about money. It's about power
Uh-huh.
and status. And she didn't want to get sent off to no damn Bahamas. So she feel like I earned my position here as mayor of Atlanta, one of the biggest black cities in America. That's power. How many people live in Atlanta?
Not quite sure.
I mean, when you're the mayor of Atlanta, there's a natural. It's I want to say it's one of the most populous cities, at least, of black people.
I don't
So
think it's the most populated city of black people though.
no, I'm not saying it's the most populated. I'm saying it's one of the most populated. It's 400. It's about 500,000. It's only about 500,000 people there. But the reason why I'm saying it's power there is because it's considered at this point, at least in 2021, it's considered a black mecca. It's pretty much Harlem now.
Yeah,
Would you agree with that?
I would agree with that.
It's what all the black people are moving to Georgia, moving to Atlanta to start businesses and stuff. So, and we understand that a lot of people say Atlanta is full. Don't move. But it's kind of like modern day Harlem. So Harlem Renaissance. But I think there's power in that. But I don't know how long Biden lasts. I'm more leaning towards her choosing uh Keisha Bottoms as the VP if she gets in. More than likely, I think what she's gonna do.
We'll see.
Yeah. So this whole Ti story, Ti and Tiny, because make sure I keep that going. Ti and Tiny. So now we can move forward to the Keke Wyatt story. Um, we did a video on this. Keke Wyatt, when she said black people aren't the only people who've been oppressed, but the more revealing quote in that whole video was her saying that biracial people are oppressed. I mean, this quote
Well,
don't
that
mean
was
nothing.
clearly what she was hitting around to from the beginning.
Yeah. We know her father is black and Native American, apparently, and her mother is white.
Let me tell you
And
something. Every black person we know say they black and Native American. I'm just gonna leave it like that.
I mean, I think she might be telling the truth though. But if you see here, she obviously we already did a video on this, all this stuff, her saying how she don't want to get into her nigga side, acting mean and stuff. Cause
She didn't say a Native American side.
that
She didn't want
nigga
to bring
side.
out the or the white parent side.
But here's a quote from a article she did with Essence, where she said, "I am a woman I ain't like Tiger Woods. The truth is, I'm 25% black. I claim to be black, Native American, and white. I'm all of it. If you ask me, what are you? I'm going to say, I'm a woman. I stand up for all women.
So wait, she said she's 25% black, 100%.
Woman.
So how much white and Native American did she claim? She must claim them at a higher percentage than black.
Yeah, I mean, she only saying three races. So one race got to be 50%, right? So is the white 50%? It's the, I mean, one got to be 25, one got to be 50. Or at least you can cut it down the middle if you want to.
She didn't cut it down the middle. She said 25%,
A little like 30, what, 35%?
I guess.
I don't know. Um, so that kind of says a lot about her comments on race. At least she's a mixed woman. But if you look here, she said during the Essence interview, Wyatt also disclosed that she witnessed the prejudice her parents endured for having a mixed family, which explains her outburst with Christopher that biracial people are also oppressed. I used to tell my mother, we're not blind to the fact people are sitting there listening to people call her a nigger lover or accusing my daddy of being a sellout because he's with a white chick.
So once again, we go back to the percentage. She's saying she's 25% black. When they see her dad, they see a nigga. They calling her mother a nigger lover. So to me, it sounds like she really don't want to be black.
Hey, hey, if somebody don't
Stop
want,
claiming these people that are biracial and saying they black. These people are biracial. Tiger Woods is an example. The man done came out and said it so many times. I don't identify as black. I am black, Native American, and what was his mom? Some type of
some
Asian.
type of Asian, yeah.
Stop trying to make these people identify with you.
But she continued. She said, the Nothing in This World singer told the outlet, I told her she didn't have to hide that stuff from us because we did see and hear about it, and kids did treat us differently.
I wonder what kids she gonna say treated her the most differently.
We already know. I think she grew up in Kentucky, didn't she? Maybe that's why she sound the way she sound.
Yeah, she sound weird. She sounds very country.
Yeah,
She
she's
sounds like white
yeah.
country when she talk.
There's a difference between black
Her
Southern.
dialect,
Yeah, the black Southern accent and the white Southern accent is totally different.
like she sounds like a
It's
hillbilly.
like when Tyrese did that
Yep,
that video
perfect
where
example.
he wanted to be in Django and he tried to do a Texas accent and everybody like you sound like a
He
white person.
was auditioning for the slave role, but he sound like the slave
Master,
master,
yeah,
and that
yeah,
was the problem.
yeah. But yeah, yeah, that was it's I mean, she told her truth. That's who she is.
And nobody's mad.
Nobody should be angry. That's who she is. That's her beliefs. But it just need to be noted. Uh she is biracial, not black. Now I've never heard herself call herself black either. So it's not really a point. It's not a problem. But she stood on it. So hopefully she continued to. Um, but now I want to talk about this movie that came out. We finally got around to watching American Skin, the movie about a black father and a divorced black father, should I say, with a son, age 14. Uh, he tried to teach his son, about living, being a man. And one day he gets pulled over, cops overreact, son gets shot. He has to live with it. Then he gets interviewed by a young, was he college kid, a guy
I
who
think so.
wanted to do movies, and he turns that into a documentary for his revenge against the cop that shot him. Oh man,
The movie, let me tell you, the movie was what you expect the movie to be when you going in to watch the movie. It was a movie that hearing from all sides.
the longest scene in the movie is them if the white cops
The
and
Latino cop,
the Latino cop, the
who we
white.
didn't even know was Latino because I didn't know he was Latino till the Mexican started speaking in
Yeah,
Spanish. He never spoke in Spanish, by the way.
yeah, he's white, but I mean, he's Mexican. But you had the cop side, then they had the people in jail that they use as what's the word? They use them as
Jurors.
jurors. Yeah, you had their perspective, the black versus white. Um,
It's like that video that guy did.
Yeah, it was just like Jonah Lucas. It was just like that Jonah Lucas video. I'm not racist.
And
Basically,
Nate Parker asked, he claimed that,
yeah, people.
brothers, I'm gonna give it. I'm gonna show you.
Yeah, when he announced the movie, people were like, man, we don't want no white savior. Not there is no white savior in the movie,
There's no white
but it's
savior.
a black savior. He's the savior. He the one at the end who sacrificed and decides that's far enough. Um, he didn't do what you wanted him to do in the movie, and then of
Which
course,
was to take out the cop that killed his son.
yeah,
Because in the end,
he got
these
no justice.
spoilers, if you ain't seen it, he dies.
Yeah,
He don't make it out of the police precinct.
I think the point of the whole point of that scene is no matter what,
Yeah, no matter what the black man does, he
he
still ends up losing.
yeah you can't win in this system. Even when he got the justice he thought he wanted, at the end
He still didn't get
he
it.
still didn't get it.
And what made me really upset in the movie was the fact that they always lump black and brown together. Black people are the only people who do this in their movies
On the planet.
on the planet. We have to include Latino people for some reason, and it's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Why can't we ever have something for ourselves? Why do we always have to have this black and brown bullshit? I'm so fucking tired of it. Like, can we please have one situation, whether it be in the media, the news, movies, TV, songs, particularly talk about black people and not lump fucking Latinos, aka brown people, into our plight? Is that possible?
Yeah.
That's why this movie is trash. That's why it's trash for me.
I
That
don't
scene alone with that is trash for me.
I don't if I had to give a movie a rating out of 5, I probably would give it like a 3, maybe a 2.8. It's not the worst movie ever,
It's
but
watchable.
it's a typical both sides argument type movie. If you don't like those type of movies, you will hate this movie. It's a both sides argument type movie. And there's no justice. And I also in the movie, on a deeper level, and right after his son was killed, and they had to go to and the people were rioting, the people in the city was rioting. They went to the boy's mother.
Dude, we know they always do that.
They went to the mother to go out and tell. Now, when they went to the mother to try and convince her to tell the people to not riot, I guess it would be her nephew,
Yeah.
a young black male, was angry. Like, why are you here? Y'all killed my cousin. He was the one, he's showing so much anger, but the mother was more calm. You could tell she was broken and in tears, but she actually went out in front of the cameras and told people not to riot and we'll get through it. And it was just like, wow, they really went to the woman to bring
Well,
the anger down.
and we also can say they make sure that they put these black police chiefs in place so that when these things do happen, they can send them out there too
Mm-hmm.
and try to calm down the fires.
Which is the point. This system ain't made for us. This system is made exactly like people say the system is broken. The
It's not
system
broken.
is not broken. It works exactly the way it's supposed to work.
You're supposed to be at the bottom.
You're never supposed to get justice the way we see fit because it's not our system.
When these laws were written, they were not thinking of you when these laws were put in place.
So if you expect justice in this system, you're not going to get it. And as you know, the scriptures tell you, wisdom, a wise man, you're going to always be angry because you're going to see all the bullshit going on around you. And you're going to feel powerless, like you can't do anything about it. And that's our plight in this country, at least until it's over. That's what we have to deal with. To the patience of the saints, you will be rewarded. But yeah, that's my breakdown of the movie. Like I said, 3. I give it a 2.8 to a 3.
Shit.
It's okay. I would not watch it again. But it's a nice movie to talk about.
It's a nice movie to talk about. Like, I think what bothers people with the whole Nate Park situation is you keep doing these race driven movies, but you married to a white woman.
When he was accused of rape by a white woman.
And it's like, and then he tries to justify it by saying his wife is woke. He gives her black literature to read. I love my wife, but I love y'all too. And it's like,
No.
if you love blackness so much, then
Marry a
why
black.
was it so hard for you to go find a black woman? You live in the state of Pennsylvania. It's a lot of black people in the state of Pennsylvania.
Like when I hear older people, when I hear particularly older black men speak on the idea of being pro your race or pro black, and they'll say stuff like, you know, that fake pro blackness, wokey woke stuff. And I used to get angry when I was younger. Like, why are you dismissing the idea of being pro black? And you realize, well, it shouldn't be a movement to be pro your people. It's just normal. It's just culture. The fact that we have to have a term called pro black tells you our culture is very weak.
The fact that we have to have a pro-black culture, we have to say black love. You know how that white people don't run around saying no white love?
It's just you.
Latinos don't run around saying no Latino love.
They do get offended when black people say black love,
They
though.
get offended when black people say black love. They do.
I, uh, there's been an effort to lower black people's tolerance of each other so much so that we have to make sure we point out, look, I love my people. You have to preference everything you do with I love my people. And it should just be known. It's just you just do what you're supposed to do and things will work out for you, which means things
Listen,
will work out for your community.
shout out to Rick from Black Inca Silver Black Gambia when he says, if you love your people, you know what you can do? Black man, black woman, black babies.
Yeah, that's what I was getting to. Older people tell you the most pro black thing you can do is have black children. It's that simple.
And when we say
Continue
black
your race.
children, go get a black person.
Or you'll end up with this.
You'll end up with a Keke
You'll end up
Wyatt.
with a Keke Wyatt telling you that she's oppressed because she's biracial. So
You got to blame, and you know what? You got to go blame your parents for that. Your parents chose to do that to you.
yeah,
They chose to go and be with a different race, and knowing that in the world that we live in, it's just I'm gonna say it. It's not. It's unnatural for you to not want to be with with your own group of people.
yeah.
It's weird.
But that's what's going on in society now. This 2021, we a month in.
I hope it be 10 times more eye opening than 2020 was. I hope it
2020,
gets so rough for you niggas out there. I hope it gets so damn rough for you.
I don't know if it can get worse than 2020.
Shit, me.
I don't know, but yeah, man.
And I don't mean that in a bad way. I mean eye opening. Continue to waking up black people more and more.
Yeah, it'll be really good because niggas still believing in Biden and he ain't did
He ain't
nothing.
did shit, ain't gonna do shit.
Niggas still believing in Biden.
Still waiting on that $2,000 stimulus check. Not that 14,000. I mean 1,400. That $2,000 stimulus check. That's what we waiting on.
I am starting to see a little bit of post Biden vote regret. You're starting to see a lot of people like, man.
Yeah, he convinced he convinced those black
He
people.
didn't convince them of nothing. All he did was say, "I'm not Trump," and
No,
they attributed all the things they wanted to him.
Not in Georgia. In Georgia,
He promised him $2,000.
they promised him $2,000, and
Flat
they
out.
like, we want our fucking $2,000.
He flat out said, if you vote for these two vote these two seats in,
Which
we will
lets
get
you
you
believe,
$2,000.
which lets you know that these people didn't give a damn about politics or what had been told. They just concerned about money. They are so poverty stricken that all they wanted was the $2,000.
Yeah, that's where we at now.
That's what happens when you're at the bottom.
And talk about the pandemic hitting this country. Imagine what black people going through right now. It's even worse. Or maybe it's not. Maybe we used to this so much
I think black people are used to this, but that doesn't make it
Like-
any more.
like during the 2008 the recession when the housing market crashed. Obviously middle class black people felt it, but the average, the black people who weren't middle class, it was like, what changed?
I mean, we used to eating banana mayo sandwiches.
Now hell no, I ain't no banana mayo sandwich. You tripping on that shit.
We used to eating sugar sandwiches.
Now grandma used to eat that though. But rest in peace, grandma. But yeah, that'd be the end of this one, man. This is January.
One more what? This is.
I'm
Do you know how fast
I'm tripping. This is February 1st. I mean, January 30th.
this month went by so fast?
We already about to go into February.
The Most High is rushing it.
Yeah, it's definitely speeding along. Let's think about it. Just already 2 months ago, the election happened. 3 months ago.
Yep.
Damn. Now the Capitol riots just happened the 6th. And we already about to go to February.
Oh, Black History Month.
Oh,
Oof.
look, we took so many L's last year. Please, God, don't let it go so bad, man. Oh God.
I mean, it wasn't no fucking L.
No, no. When I say L, I mean embarrassing moments. People did some embarrassing stuff in Black History Month.
I'm not even at work. I saw at work they put Black History on the activities calendar. I didn't even put it on my calendar because I was fuck it. They ain't gonna sell it. They ain't gonna do shit no way. So fuck it.
Yeah. But yeah, man. Hopefully you guys listen to the video. Probably gonna cut this up into separate pieces, particularly the movie breakdown part. But all the people that subscribe, thank you very much. We're trying to continue to make videos, try to make more videos, improve the content. Thank you for watching and peace.